Hello and welcome, EP1 here. I got a great idea from the bestie user Milktoast to play some Wordle on cam. So that's exactly what we'll be doing. Wordle is a fun little game. I'm not sure if you've heard of it before, but basically you're trying to figure out this secret five-letter word, and you get six guesses. And each time you guess, you get some clues. If you guess any of the letters that are in the word, it'll show up as yellow, and the time will show up as green if you guess the right letter in the right spot. And if that doesn't make sense, we'll go through it now, and it will make a lot of sense very quickly. So to start, I usually like to pick a five-letter word that has three consonants and two vowels. I find that that's a great way to start. But you don't need to optimize this that much. Just anything will do. So I got this word spire, and I like to mix it up each time. This is good because it has I and E. Those are the two vowels. They're pretty common. And the consonants, I think S is quite common, as is R. So it's a really good word to start with. And okay, cool. So we know that S is not only in this word, but it is the first letter in the secret word. So that's great to know. And we also know that the letter R is in this word, but it's in one of these slots, either the second, the third, or the fifth. But it's not in the fourth slot, and it can't be in the first slot because we already know that there's an S there. And I'm playing on what's called hard mode. So that means that once I have a guess, once I know that the S is the first letter, I have to put an S here, and I also have to put an R somewhere in my word. So that makes it a little bit tougher. If you don't have that toggled, you could pick a totally different word. Maybe, I don't know, it's hard to think sort of off the top of your head, but let's say, I don't know, something that doesn't have I, E, R, P, S. So maybe, let's say, I don't know, banks that has an S, break that has an R. Anyway, you could pick a totally different word, and that way it'll be easier for you to eliminate what letters are not in the word. But anyway, let's not dwell on that too much. So we know that S is the first letter, so we should think of words that have an R as well, that start with an S, and that don't have a P, I, or E. So let's see, maybe stars? No, that has an R in that spot. How about hmm, maybe like smoke? No, the E is there, and we don't have an R in that. Wow, so this is a little bit tougher. Maybe like stars would be good, but you really don't want to do double letters that quickly. Technically, this could work. Just because there's an S in the beginning doesn't mean that there isn't an S in the end. But you want to save those double letter guesses towards the end, because right now we would be taking up a spot by we wouldn't be getting that much information by putting an S here at the end. So let's just keep looking through words. Maybe wow, this R is really making it hard for me. Maybe like yeah, anything that I can think of has an R and an E, or doesn't have an E or an R. So it's kind of not sure. Maybe mm, uh, wow. So where am I going to put this R? Are there many words that start with SR? I can't think of any. So maybe here we put like a vowel, and I and E are already out, so we're down to AOU. Maybe, and then maybe we put the R in as the third slot. That sounds good. Or we could end with an R as well. That could be another strategy. Um, but yeah, I'm really okay. Let's do the SH. That's pretty cool. And then maybe like sharp for it. Well, no, we know that there's no P. How about shark? There we go. That's All right, that was really tough. So that was dumb of me again because we know that the R can't be in the fourth slot. So that was kind of silly, but I was just getting flustered. We did reveal that there are no K's, no H's, not very valuable information, but we also know that there is an A, and it's not in the third slot. So I'm thinking that maybe it is like this, SAR, and that would take care of the A and the R, and it would put them in slots we haven't tried before. The only question now is, how do I close out this word? I can't think of anything. Um, SAR. Really blanking out here. Maybe, or it could be something that ends in R also, like I was going to say like saber, or do you spell it like this? Anyway, that doesn't quite work. How about hmm. Hmm. SAR, SAR. What words have SAR in them that start with SAR? I can't think of any. Maybe there aren't many. Um, okay, okay. Other ideas. SAR, Sarco. Maybe we could do this like STRA. Strap would be a decent word, but we know that it can't. It doesn't have a P in it, so that's not going to work. Are there any like straw? Maybe that will also work. So let's, before we get hasty, like last time I just typed in shark, we at least have rotated the R and the A. We put them in new places. And T and W we haven't guessed before, and we know it starts with an S. So let's go with straw. And all right, so we got the A in the correct spot, and we've eliminated W and T. And now R can either only be at the second slot or the last slot. So we're getting some progress. It's not amazing because W isn't very common. T, though, is a pretty common letter. So knowing that the puzzle doesn't have that is pretty cool. And now, what vowels do we have? We only have O and U. So we know there's an S here. I'm guessing most likely there's a vowel here, and it's either an O or a U. Um, and if that's the case, then the word ends in R. It ends in AR, in fact. So that's something that I just should keep thinking about. Or it could be SR, but SR. What? I mean, I can't think of any word that starts with SR. Yeah, that's very unlikely. So anything is possible, and I wish you could like click here and make this an R, but let's put like, so this is what I'm guessing the final word is, and now we just need to figure out what these two X's are, and it can't be any of the letters that are grayed out here that we've guessed and we know are not in the puzzle. So S blank blank AR. Um, oh, well, there's an easy one now that we put it this way. There's sugar. That could work. Ends with an R. A and the S are in the correct spots, and we haven't used U and G before. And if this is not correct, like if the R is in the wrong spot, then we'll know it's SR. But again, I can't think of any word that starts with SR. So I'm pretty confident about sugar. But my confidence is misplaced. Okay, that's fine. Only down to two more guesses, so starting to sweat a little bit here. But we have solved, 3 out of the 5 letters, and we've also been able to eliminate quite a few letters. So that's pretty good. The only vowel that we have is an O, and there is also the possibility that one of these letters recurs. So, for instance, we could have um, a double A or a double R or a double S. So we haven't, there are some fringe possibilities as well, but before we do those, let's start to think of what else could fit this S blank blank AR business. So, uh, hmm. there's a smear, but that has an E in it, S-M-E-A-R, so that's not possible. There is, wow, maybe an SC, like an SC, but then what? SC, trying to think, SC blank AR. And then just fitting in all of these letters into that. Nothing seems to fit. SCLAR? No. Sklar? I've never heard of that. I don't think so. One interesting thing is if you type in a word that all of your guesses have to be words, and this is on hard mode or regular mode. So if I was to type this in and say enter, it would say not in word list, and that wouldn't you wouldn't lose a guess there. And that's why I was sort of toying with, should we try a sklar? But that's certainly not a word, so yeah, that's fine. So again, S. Yeah, I'm abandoning the C. I don't think there's anything that would fit there, unless it's like that can't be a word. All right, so maybe SO something. So like sonar, but isn't that an abbreviation? No, I don't think it's an abbreviation. Cool. We haven't used O or N previously. The AR and the S are in the correct spots. Even if we don't get it right, O and N, we would be able to eliminate some really common letters. So then we would have a great shot at solving it in the end. So I'm getting, I had a good feeling about sugar. Maybe sonar will be correct. Okay, it's not sonar. Wow. There is an O, and it's here. But the N is not correct. And so now we're really, this is getting too exciting for me. So SO blank AR, we've eliminated quite a few letters. I don't think it's a double letter because there's no SOSAR or SORAR. That doesn't make sense. So really there's just 5, 6, 8, 10, 12 possible letters that can go in here. And we just have to think about, it's staring right at me. So solar could work, but just before we submit, let's just go through all of them, see what else is possible. Can't put a Q here, can't put a Y. Soyar, I've never heard of that. Sodar, that doesn't make sense either. Yeah, solar certainly will work. Sobar is not sober, it's not spelled that way. Yeah, so I'm pretty confident finally we got this, but it did take us every single guess. But there you have it. Yeah, few is right, just barely. Yeah, last time I was very lucky with my initial guess, and I was able to get it in 2. This time it took all 6 turns and quite a bit of time that I've spent going through this. So one of the longer puzzles, and it wasn't a particularly difficult word or anything. It's just solar, but part of it is having hard mode on. Makes it a little bit harder to eliminate letters, but I stand by these guesses. They seem, except for this shark where I repeated the R, that was a little bit silly. I felt pretty good about these guesses, and then yeah, sometimes the word could have just as easily have been sonar, and we could have gotten it on the 5th guess, or it could have been sugar, and we could have gotten it on the 4th guess. So there's no, it's the word is the word, and glad that we were able to do it. So thank you so much for watching, and tune in next time, hopefully for a shorter video for Wordle, where we get a better first guess and better strategy and solve it faster. But this has been fun for me. I hope it was fun for you. Until next time, EP1 signing off.